The deity Tsukuyomi sends Misumi Makoto to another planet to become a hero. However, the goddess of the other world deems Makoto too unattractive and banishes him to the wasteland, infested with non-humans and monsters, leaving him with just the ability to speak all languages. Tsukuyomi intervenes, explaining in Japanese, "Makoto's talents are limited by modern life, but in the new world, he is mighty and can do whatever he wants." After 3 days of crossing the wasteland, Makoto saves a young orc named Emma from a two-headed wolf monster, which he kills to demonstrate his newfound strength. Makoto starts to study magic after she transports him to her village. Makoto decides to destroy Shen, a gigantic dragon that produces illusions with fog. Shen traps Makoto in an illusion of a happy memory, but as he searches through his other memories, he is pulled to his memories of Japan. Makoto breaks the illusion and is taken aback when she offers to become familiar if he forms a contract with him. Shen transforms into a boosty samurai girl, anticipating what Makoto will do in the future. She teleports Makoto to the parallel universe where she usually lives, which now resembles the Japanese countryside. Makoto informs the orcs that he has defeated Shin, who invites them to stay in her dimension, which is now perfect for farming. Shen continues to watch Makoto's memories on television, but she insists that they figure out how to build a television on which she can store his memories. Tsukuyomi informed Makoto that his parents were born on this planet before moving to Japan, so he decides to discover more about them. She appears with an injured dwarf, saying that their dimension is under siege by Black Disaster, a spider cursed with an insatiable appetite who devours everything. Makoto manages to destroy the spider completely, but the thing regenerates and Makoto falls. She attempts to intervene, but the spider states that the severe cruelty has satisfied its masochistic craving, and she wants to stay with Makoto permanently. Despite Makoto's unconsciousness, Shen suggests that the spider form a contract with Makoto to take on a human form, and she agrees to Shen carrying out the ritual. When Makoto awakens, he realizes he has a new, equally busty female servant who gives him the shivers. In answer to Shen's request for a personal name, Makoto renames her Mo and gives the spider the name Mio. Makoto discovers that Tomoe and Mio went recruiting while he was unconscious, and his hamlet is now filled with orcs, dwarfs, missing lizards, and humanoid spiders. When Makoto returns to the actual world, he comes into a human village that fights him. Makoto's magical aura is so strong, says Mo, that humanity misunderstood him for a Dark Lord. Makoto spends months studying the human language, and she has the dwarves manufacture objects to prevent his aura. They enter the human town as merchants and join the Adventurers Guild. Tomoe and Mio make records by being 4 times as powerful as the next strongest adventurer, but Makoto is rated level 1, weaker than a toddler due to his suppressed aura. Tomoe learns that Sophia Bulga has murdered Lancer, a dragon she knows well. Makoto, an explorer, observes that commodities prices are exceptionally high, and people have begun to follow them. Tomoe prepares to defend their wagon from the Nidam attack. A little girl approaches Makoto and Mio while they are shopping. Reinan informs them that her sister Toi has vanished, and Makoto deduces from the thief's memory that their organization is holding her captive. So Mio and Tomoe are ordered to save her. Makoto is disturbed because Toa resembles a girl he knew in Japan named Hasegawa. Mio and Tomoe have located Toa and her captor, Mills Ace, the current strongest adventurer. Mills, the thieves' hidden commander, says that a demon lord has lately approached the city and placed a price on its head. Unaware that the demon king is Makoto, Renan slips away and informs the robbers that Makoto's wagon contains valuable fruit, which they had previously sold. The robbers demanded that she steal Makoto's gold in order to satisfy Toa's debts. Renun believes that after Makoto's kindness, she cannot steal from him. Mio and Tomoe compete to see who can defeat Mills and his thieves while also damaging a chunk of the city. Tomoe tampers with everyone's memories, convincing the world that Zetsuyo was destroyed by the monster horde. Renan encounters Toa, who looks very identical to Hasegawa but for her hair color. Makoto congratulates Mio and Tomoe on successfully rescuing Toa, but sends them back to the wilderness to repent for destroying the entire human town. Makoto must re-register at Saije, the nearest town after Zetsuya's guild was destroyed, while traveling to Tsige with other adventurers. He dupes Tomo into practicing alone in the wilderness. Toei collects vital components from a variety of species, including rare ruby-eye ants, which Mio and Makoto eliminate. Louisia, the elven archer, Hazel, the human alchemist, and Renina, the dwarf priest knight, celebrate their re-registration in Sieg. Makoto plans to sell the ruby eyes to the Rembrandt Trading Company, but Toa tells him that they have a bad reputation. Emma reports on their progress. When he returns to his community, the humanoid spiders have settled in the mountains, the dwarves have built structures, The missing lizards have cleared farms, and the orcs have built Makoto, a fortress. Makoto is concerned since Tomoe has been missing for a long time. The dwarves offer Makoto merchant's garb to further conceal his aura, but his magic is too powerful, and the outfit is destroyed. Makoto discovers that magical elements generated on the demiplane are more powerful than those developed on Earth. Makoto visits Rembrandt with the ruby eyes, and finds the administration difficult to work with. Patrick Rambarant, the manager, is dismissive until he notices the ruby eyes and apologizes. He enthusiastically claims that the eyes produce ambrosia, a remedy for his witch-cursed wife and daughters. Makoto goes to register as a merchant and easily passes the written exam, which is basic middle school math. The second test requires him to acquire 4 lethal objects, but he follows a guideline that permits him to substitute items of equal value and replace the ruby ants. Makoto returns to the demiplane, where he intends to establish a hidden portal to trick wandering merchants into believing the demiplane is a hidden city where they can trade for demiplane products before returning home, so creating a market for demiplane commodities. Mio is addicted to his recollections of anime and children's shows. Makoto realizes when he finds Tomo and Mio that when Makoto chooses to sleep alone rather than with one of them, Tomo and Mio feel bewildered and decide to design a seduction technique. Makoto asks Hazel to help him brew the ambrosia, and Hazel agrees. When one adventurer observes Makoto, he vows to rally as many adventurers as possible to prevent Patrick from doing whatever he is doing with Makoto. Patrick secretly assassinates the witch doctor who cursed his family. Hazel brews the ambrosia. Makoto has control over Patrick's wife, Lisa, who has turned into a monster, and Patrick can efficiently administer the ambrosia. They also utilize the vegetables to heal Patrick's daughters. Makoto returns to Tomoe and Mio, but the adventurer Limelat and his army of aliens attack them. Lime maintains he simply wanted a sleeping spell placed on Lisa and her daughters in punishment for Patrick, stopping adventurers who irritated him from finding work, many of whom died on tasks too risky for them to complete. He had no idea why the witch doctor cursed them as monsters. After fighting all 200 foes, Lime apologizes to Patrick, who decides to let him live, and Lime concludes his adventures. Tomo offers Lime a katana, fashioned by the dwarves, and invites him to spy for her, recalling Lime's memories of returning his salary to the orphanage where he was raised. Meanwhile, despite his gratitude to Makoto, Patrick considers how to respond to Makoto's decision to open a competitive commerce farm. The warriors of Makoto's tribe are depressed after trade, and Makoto realizes that it is his fault because he completely overwhelms them during training, causing them to lose their confidence. He also understands that various species do not train together. Therefore, he organizes weekly competitions to motivate them to improve themselves and one another. Makoto, Mio, and Tomoe re-register as explorers and are assigned to train a replacement for Limelat. Toa is Makoto's choice, but Tomoe is concerned because Toa resembles the girl from Japan, and she believes Makoto misses his previous life. Tomoe subjected Toa and her team to a grueling training routine before putting their new talents to the test by instructing them to battle a nest of 108 monsters, proving that they are the most capable adventuring team. Makoto decides to get ambrosia blossoms, which are the flowers that the ruby ants eat and make their eyes valuable. He also decides to rent a shop space from Patrick, who understands Makoto's preference for renting over buying because buying would draw the attention of the Seagate Kingdom, which Makoto does not desire. Patrick offers to help Makoto find a business in a neutral city that is not linked with any kingdom. Makoto's trading business opens, and the village throws a celebration to celebrate. They discovered ambrosia blossoms in the outside world, but decided not to harvest any because they are guarded by elves. During archery practice, Mio and Tomoe noticed Makoto die regularly. When Makoto clears his mind to focus on the goal, Tomoe concludes that he unintentionally merges with his surroundings and dies for a split second, giving Tomo and Mio the impression that he has committed suicide. As a result, his mana has increased to that of a god. If this continues, the goddess who exiled him to the wasteland will see him as a competition and try to murder him. When Makoto returns to the human realm and is approached by a prostitute, the outraged Mio and Tomoe transport him away. Makoto becomes afraid and flees via a portal. Dwarves manufacture more powerful, modest, oppressive devices. Makoto invites Mio to help him negotiate with the elves after she apologizes for her and Tomo's actions. Other adventurers, including the prostitute, emerge to grab the bloom, leading the elves to attack. Neil Gestori and other seniors are introduced to Makoto. Adano, Neil Gestori's son, is outraged that the forest barrier is disintegrating. Mahiro meets Eris, Master Mondo, a fearsome fighter. Mio suspects Mondo is possessed and overhears Adano and an unknown person conversing telepathically about demons. Later, a spirit exits Mondo's body and consumes Adano's life, killing him for associating with demons. Makoto identifies the creature as a lich and catches it. The lich claims that he became a lich by accident while striving to become a Grant, a human who, like a god, may travel freely between universes. Tomoe acknowledges that he has it wrong. Grants aren't humans who can travel. Rather, they are ordinary people who chance to travel and thus earn the label of Grant. The lich joyfully accepts Tomoe's offer to form a contract with Makoto and teach him about magic, understanding that he has squandered his entire existence pursuing an unattainable goal. Forming a deal changes the lich from a skeleton to a lovely young man. Tomoe is struck unconscious by a strange explosion in the village. Makoto and the lich can heal individuals who have been injured. Makoto sees that the explosion has blown the link to the outside world completely open. Examining the prostitute, Makoto's memory fragment reveals that she and her colleagues attempted to steal magical goods. But when guards intervened, one of Makoto's magic rings detonated, killing Tomoe's child fragment and an orc. Makoto pursues the prostitute and brutally murders her in retribution after the funerals. Makoto learns from Lich, now Shiki, that he was able to see the prostitute's memories because Tomoe had memory-seeing powers. Makoto orders the installation of walls to keep any adventurers who visit the false plate to trade away from the settlement. Makoto pays a visit to Patrick, who has established Makoto's shop at Rosgard Academy, a neutral town. Makoto wants to visit the academy to learn more about the universe, the goddess, and humanity. He just takes Shiki with him because he may be gone for a long time and gives Mio and Tomoe some more memories as a gift. As they begin to transfer, the goddess notices Makoto and interrupts his teleportation, transporting him to a distant battlefield where two of his fingers are chopped by demon warriors. They claim to have joined the demon army in order to eliminate mankind off the face of the world. Makoto demolishes Sophia's legendary sword by removing all of his mana-suppressing equipment and overpowering Mitsurugi with magic. Makoto teleports away, leaving Mitsurugi and Sophia alive, but vowing vengeance. Patrick learns that a great mage annihilated the demon army, but he has no idea who Makoto was. Shiki believes the goddess used Makoto to annihilate the army and is keeping an eye on them. Tomoe reveals that she used Makoto's mana from a discarded ring to make another piece called Kamoe, and Mio becomes upset when Kamoe refers to Makoto as Papa. Makoto finally opens a shop, which is an instant success, and discovers that the demon and human armies did massive damage to each other after he teleported away, as well as the involvement of two additional goddess-summoned heroes in that fight. Makoto thinks that his future looks bright as the community hosts a feast to recognize his business. However, the feast is cut short by another disagreement between Mio and Tomoe, forcing Makoto to question his decision. He now considers that his immediate future is exceedingly irritating, and the video ends there. As always, if you enjoyed what you saw, please subscribe to the channel. I'll be publishing a lot more films like this, so see you in the next one.